Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Insurance Explained. My name is Andrew Perlin. I got a question for you. Have you ever noticed that almost every financial conversation you ever gotten into with your financial advisor, the conversation's consistently around growth, growing your retirement account, maybe paying off debt, that kind of growth, saving for your child's education, growth in buying a home, maybe starting a business, building wealth. In other words, you're building momentum. All the things that I've talked about so far is momentum. It doesn't happen overnight. You got to build towards it. And that's exactly how most financial goals are accomplished. Not all at once. It doesn't happen all at once. Very rarely is that one thing that you do and you dump a lot of money into it and it just hits. It's usually a lot of things over the course of time. As they say, it's not timing the market, it's time in the market. You need time to build these accounts, but it's a process. It's a consistent process over time, a little bit every month, a little bit every year, until one day you look back and you realize how far you've come. But here's something I don't think people talk about enough. Building momentum is only half the plan. Protecting that momentum is the other half. Let me explain what that means. I was thinking about airplanes the other day. Most people don't realize this, but airplanes are designed that if they lose both engines at once, the plane will not fall out of the sky immediately. It will continue to glide because it's got all this momentum behind it. Now, if you don't do anything, if the engines stay off, eventually gravity is going to win and the plane will fall to the ground. But the momentum keeps the airplane moving. Momentum buys the pilot time, but it does not solve the pilot's problem. Think of our financial lives in a very similar manner. Think about all the momentum you've worked so hard to create. Maybe you spent the last 10 years building your retirement account. Maybe you're finally got your credit cards paid off, which is huge. Maybe you're putting money away every month for your child's education. Maybe you're saving for your first home. Maybe you're building a business, or maybe you're simply trying to create a little bit more financial security for your family. Whatever your goal is, and they're all great goals, but whatever your goal is, it doesn't happen overnight. You got there because you were consistently moving forward. But here's something else that I've learned after working with families for so many years. Building financial momentum is actually pretty boring. It's rarely one big financial decision that changes everything. It shows up month after month, making your retirement contributions, paying a little extra towards your mortgage, choosing to save instead of spend, making one good financial decision after another. Those individual decisions don't seem very significant in the moment, but over time, they become incredibly valuable because they build momentum. And here's why it's important. It can take decades to build financial momentum, but it doesn't always take decades to lose it. Now, let me ask you a question. What happens if life interrupts all that momentum? Not because you made a poor financial decision, not because you stopped caring, not because the stock market crashed, but because something happened that you weren't planning for. An illness, an injury, a surgery, something that prevents you from working for 6 months, or maybe even a year, or maybe longer. Suddenly, retirement contributions stop. The debt that you were paying off grows. The emergency fund starts to shrink. The vacation that you planned gets postponed. College funding may have to take a back seat. Maybe you're forced to dip into the money you've spent years saving. Maybe you even have to sell some of your investments at exactly the wrong time. And before long, you're not just replacing income, you're trying to rebuild years of financial progress. And that's the part I think most people overlook. The biggest loss isn't always the paycheck you missed today. I mean, sometimes it is, but it's the financial momentum your paycheck was creating. The truth is, every financial goal we've talked about today is funded by one thing: your ability to earn an income. Your paycheck isn't just paying the bills today, it's financing tomorrow's dreams. In fact, I would argue that your greatest financial asset isn't your retirement account, it isn't your house, it isn't your investment portfolio. It's your ability to continue to build on all of them. That's one of the reasons disability insurance exists. Most people think disability insurance is simply about replacing part of your income. And yes, it's certainly part of that. But I think there's a bigger conversation that people aren't having. Disability insurance helps protect the momentum behind your financial plan. It helps keep temporary setbacks from becoming long-term detours because most every financial goal we have depends on one thing: our ability to continue to move forward. So this week, I encourage you to think about your financial plan a little differently. Don't ask yourself, how am I building momentum? Ask yourself this question: What do I have in place to protect that momentum if life suddenly gets in the way? Because financial success isn't about building momentum. It's about making sure one unexpected event doesn't steal that momentum from you. If you'd like to find out whether your financial momentum is protected, I'll be happy to help. You can complete the Athlon Protection Scorecard or schedule a review using the link below. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. That's how we grow. And if you subscribe, you'll get a notification when I drop the next episode. If you also think there's somebody out there that needs to hear this information, please share it with them. And my job here is to educate. So if you know of anybody that would like to see this or should see this, please send it to them. I would appreciate it. Thank you very much for being here. My name is Andrew Perlin with Insurance Explained. Have a great week, everybody. I will talk to you next time.